Oh man, so the way you've been trading and investing in cryptocurrencies all this time has been wrong. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why the majority of people who are investing in crypto are doing it absolutely the wrong way. So if you like this type of content, something completely different, which is not a chart pattern, I was thinking, how can I bring value to you guys? You guys have seen I've posted my video on what's happened with inflation, what impact has that had on Bitcoin. There'll be a phantom video later on today. But what is it that's happening in terms of investing? How do we understand the mindset of an investor and how is true wealth created in crypto? Because the reality is that the majority of people are doing what we call speculating. And speculating is a means to an end. Let's try to illustrate this with an example here. So a speculator, if we were to draw our chart and let's say this is BTC. Now, if this is the movement of the price, a speculator doesn't really care what the trajectory of the price is. They just care that they get some of the movement. Right? They just want some of the movement. Now, this can be a danger because the reality is the majority of wealth that is created in society, if you look at, 100 millionaires or you look at billionaires or people who have amassed serious wealth, they do so via backing innovation, right? They don't do so through speculating. Now, the reality, in order to do that, so let's use another example. If we're looking at the S&P, why is it that the S&P chart over time looks like this? Why is it up and to the right? Because you're backing America, right? You're backing the innovation. You're backing their ability as a country to create good products and services. And so you will see a return. You'll see a percentage return over time, okay? Now, the problem we have is because crypto is such a revolutionary concept and it is a great product and service for the long run, we've seen instant short-term massive gains. This has attracted a bunch of speculators into our communities, which is a double-edged sword. Why? Because the speculators come with their own bad practices and habits, let's call them, which make it very difficult for long-term growth. I'll give you an example. Leverage, right? So leverage, like I've constantly talked about, is always going to give us false starts in the market. If constantly you have people who are playing the short-term run, we're trying to move our chart upwards and to the right, but every time they see something like this run up, they put a 100x position to trade it. That's going to lead to downside impact, right? Through liquidations, through volatility in the market. So where you could have had a nicer, smoother curve up and to the right, the leverage in the market will lead to more downfall, right? It would make it difficult or take longer for you to get to where you're trying to get to. So it's important that when we're investing, we are investing with a hat on. And that is the way I've always, again, not financial advice, but that's always the way I've thought about my portfolios. When I'm thinking about my portfolio, I'm looking at it and I'm splitting it out into narratives that I think are going to take over, right? So if you think of it as if you want to think of it as a pie, then you're thinking, okay, what narrative do I believe in? And the first one you may start off with is saying, well, I believe that, the fiat currencies are just fundamentally detrimental to economies and societies, right? There's been so much printing, so much quantitative easing, so much stimulus pumped into the economy that we're seeing hyperinflation. We're seeing crazy readings today, 7.5% again. So long term, what is our strategy? What is our hedge in our assets that's going to protect us from a devaluing dollar or pound or whatever currency you have in your country? Well, that's your thesis for Bitcoin. And maybe you go, okay, fine, I'm going to allocate half of my position, half of my fund here into Bitcoin, right? And then you're going to go, okay, so that's my inflation thesis. Then what am I thinking about in terms of other investments? Like, where am I at in terms of where is the world going to be in the future? Are we going to be operating like this? Is there going to be a metaverse play? Are there going to, is there going to be banking services? And then suddenly you understand, okay, that's my DeFi play. That's my gaming. Gaming is going to be different in the future, right? So then you go, okay, what about metaverse? Yeah, metaverse is going to be a play. And so you start believing in the narratives. And when you believe in the narratives, investing becomes very easy. Because then you go, hang on, that's a no-brainer. I'm going to put Bitcoin in there. I'm not going to look at it day to day because the reality is it doesn't matter. As long as over years it's up and to the right. Oh, DeFi, it's a no-brainer. Financial institutions just are not delivering what customers want. You put your money in a bank account, you're getting a percent if you're lucky, 0.1% if you're lucky, right? So therefore DeFi, people want to yield farm, they want to stake. Gaming is not decentralized right now. People don't want centralized gaming. Same for metaverse. And you can go on and on and go on and on. And you can build out all your theses around this and allocate different bits to your portfolio. But it's important that you have the narratives, because if you don't have the narratives, then how are you going to hold these projects? And a great example of that is, something like, let's use an example like, we can use something like Chainlink, right? Let's use something like Chainlink. If we believe in, and the reason I'm using Chainlink is this is an example where speculators are conflicting with long-term holders. Me being a long-term holder, it's a super no-brainer for me to look at the chart of something like Chainlink and go, hang on a second, this is super undervalued. Let's pull it up, Chainlink. And I can look at this chart on the daily and I can go, I said I wasn't going to go into the chart in this video, but clearly I did. I can say, this is crazy undervalued. And I can sit there and comfortably add to my positions in my portfolio, right? Why? Because I'm going through the narrative. Speculators will be frustrated here. There's nothing speculators like worse than sideways action, okay? Sideways action. That's nothing worse that speculators hate than sideways action. But in terms of the narrative, do I believe smart contracts are going to take over? Yes. Resounding yes, right? Smart contracts are going to be ubiquitous. Everybody's going to use them for their day-to-day activities. And then within that, by definition of that, do I then believe that in order for smart contracts to be effective, they need data streams in there? Yeah. And then do I think Chainlink as a team can deliver on that? Yeah. So if I can tick those boxes, I feel confident to then give myself permission to allocate Chainlink to my position in my pie, in my portfolio, and make sure that whenever it pulls back or retraces to certain levels, I'm topping up those positions, right? I don't get frustrated when it doesn't run in because it's been 9 months, 6 months. Those are the people that have come to crypto for the wrong reasons. But the reasons we're here is to invest in the future technologies. Imagine you can go back. You've heard this before. Imagine you can go back and, be part of the, you had opportunities to invest in Apple, in Microsoft, when they were thinking about the computer, when Bill Gates was playing around with early computers and figuring out, when Google were figuring out search at the time, when Amazon was figuring out logistics and Tesla was figuring out EVs. Imagine you had the opportunity to pick on those narratives. Which one of these companies are speculation right here? These are the top companies by market cap. These are the biggest value creators in the world. All of them have a mission. All of them have something they're behind that they're trying to achieve. And if you can believe in that vision, visions are achieved over years. What vision is going to be achieved in a week? Who goes, oh yeah, Apple or Tesla disrupted their industries in a week and then I've got 1000x. Let those people chase meme coins, because that's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to find the narratives that are going to exist many years from now. And we want to position our portfolio such that in many years we can go, we had pieces of the best players. We had some Cardano, we had some Ethereum, we had some Solana, we had some Phantom, we had some Chainlink, because we knew there was going to be data feeds. We played around with Theta. We maybe invested a little bit in some other projects, in some gaming tokens, in some DeFi plays, because we knew that's what everybody was going to do before mass adoption came. And so that way you don't start having this speculation mindset of why hasn't it moved yet? Why hasn't it moved yet? You know how many YouTube videos just have that in the comments? Why hasn't it moved? Why is it sideways? Why is it down? As if we're just we have this golden globe that we can go, okay, it's going to go up by 100% in the next 10 days. That's not how it works. How it works is you can find a narrative, you can believe in the narrative, and you can say, I don't know when, I can guess roughly in the next 3, 4, 5 years, but I believe in this team and I believe in the narrative that they're chasing, that they're going to achieve it. Let me give you another example. So you go, I believe in Elon Musk. I believe in his capabilities. I've seen what he's done at PayPal. I saw what he's done at these other companies. And I know that the electrical vehicle narrative is a narrative I believe he can then achieve, because it's a worthwhile project to go after. And then when you can tie those two together and invest in Tesla, you wouldn't have minded if it was sideways for so long like it was, right? But the reality is people only started talking about Tesla once it went on its crazy run up. Where were those people on the narrative? Did they not understand the narrative that EVs were trying to disrupt with the internal combustion engine cars? That's what we're doing here with crypto. Okay, so you need to make sure you understand what camp are you in. Are you investing to look for a quick 100x? Because if you do, you're going to get burnt if you're not an experienced day trader, scalper, swing trader. And if you are swing trading, please make sure you understand what you're doing. You've studied swing trading, you've practiced. That's a separate process in itself. Right? Here, what I'm doing, I'm investing. I'm finding plays that I believe in for the next few years, and I'm allocating positions to my portfolio. And it might not go up today, it might not go up tomorrow, because something can happen, right? CPI reading can come out, some earnings can come out. There could be a war, there could be COVID, there could be anything. And that can throw off your portfolio. So if you're speculating, you won't have the patience for these retracements, right? This retracement, which we've just had to 32K, did you see it out or did you panic sell? A lot of the speculators panic sold and lost a lot of money. People who believed in the narrative, believed in what we just said, that Bitcoin and all these altcoins are on their own mission to tackle their little area, their little project, you wouldn't have panic sold. You would have held and seen it as an opportunity to buy more. And if you did that, then you'd be doing well right now that Bitcoin's starting to recover. But if you didn't, then you're a speculator. And we need to understand, if we are speculators, but we don't mean to, but we have speculation tendencies, we need to iron those out, because that can lead you to constantly bleed out in your portfolio, constantly taking risks, constantly trading, when really you should be investing in the long run, looking for theses, researching companies, researching cryptos and saying, okay, I believe in this crypto because the narrative they're going after is a solid narrative. The founding team is good. Their tokenomics are good. The fundamentals are good. And then align them with your technicals on a daily chart, on a weekly chart, even a 4-hourly chart, to say this is the direction it's heading in. You can prepare yourself. You can mentally say, okay, we're going to get a pullback here because I can see this pattern on the chart is going to give me a 30-40% retracement. I'm going to wait to that point and allocate my next $1,000. When it gets to this level, I'm going to allocate my next 1,000. When it gets to this level, retrace to this Fibonacci level, I'm going to allocate my next 1,000. But then when it runs back up, I'm going to sit back and say, let my investment do its thing. That's what investing in the long run is about. And there's a difference. That difference is what we need to understand, guys. And that's the message I wanted to leave with you today, which is, and this is the last point really before I head off, is you only need the price of the things you bet on to go up once. Very important, guys. You only need the price. Let's see if I can bring back. There we go. You only need the price to go up once. Let's see if I can get rid of this. Rub you. There you go. Rub it out. So if this is our crypto, let's use this as Bitcoin, right? To keep it simple. If this is Bitcoin, if we only need our thesis for Bitcoin to prove out correct once. So if our thesis is Bitcoin can hit 1 million, let's just pick any number, right? $1 million per Bitcoin. I only need that to be true once so I can cash out once. All these other retracements are opportunities for us to buy the dip and to build out our cost basis. It's a game of owning as much as you can. So if you're talking Tesla, own as much Tesla as you can. If it's Bitcoin, own as much Bitcoin as you can for as cheap as you can. And then one day, as long as it goes and hits that 1 million, you'll be in a great place. So my question to you is, would you rather a Bitcoin, let's give you two options. Let's go blue and say, this is Bitcoin and it was moving around and then you bought in here. Okay, so you bought a little bit of Bitcoin here. You just bought your first amount, right? You've literally just signed up to the app. You threw in everything you had in your bank account. Let's say it was $5,000 and you bought 5K of Bitcoin here. Do you want Bitcoin to go to $1 million now? Some may say yes, but would you not rather this option? You bought here, okay, and you put 5K in. It then retraces down. You now manage to buy another K. It retraces down a little bit more. You were saving up, you were earning more money, you bought another 10K. It moves up. You buy another K. It retraces down. And all this time here, you're earning, right? Because you're working your job, you're running your business, and you're saving up, and you're putting it into crypto. So now, after, let's call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of doing this, Bitcoin eventually, and you keep buying along the way, eventually hits 1 million. Okay? Now imagine how different your net worth is now, because you only need to sell once. All this gave you the opportunity to purchase. And that's the important bit here, guys. That's what people don't understand, is cheering for your favorite project or coin to go to the moon right now is not valuable if you're a long-term player. If you're a long-term player and you really, really believe in the project you just invested in, you'd actually secretly hope that nobody finds about it. And I find myself doing this sometimes. Sometimes I wish that nobody hears about Phantom or nobody hears about a certain project. Why? Because then you can slowly accumulate, right? While it's being underestimated. Imagine you had the opportunity now to keep buying Tesla at $50, right? Before anybody knew about it. So Elon, keep it secret. Let me just keep buying a bit more. Let me get another earnings check. Okay, another pay slip. Let's buy some more Tesla, I know it's going to go to 1,000, right? At some point. Imagine you just keep piling up. So if you know Bitcoin's going to 1 million and you have conviction in doing that, then surely you want this scenario to play out where you have as long time as possible for it to sit at low prices, suppressed prices, so you can purchase, right? Surely that's what you'd want. So in essence, the option you'd be voting for is you want something to really be suppressed for as long as possible, move around, maybe trick people to get excited, move around, and then boom, go all the way to the moon, right? That would be your ideal situation because then you can sell up here and you had a lot of time to accumulate, right? That's what we want. And that's what we need to understand is if we can change our mindset to not worry about price, but to have true conviction, then it'll just be a case of letting the price be suppressed and giving us opportunities to buy, right? And I think about this a lot. Like sometimes I'm happy when the price of Bitcoin comes down to 30 because it gives me plenty. I get 2 for 1, right? I get to buy much more because I was going to buy at 50, 55 anyway because I have to keep dollar cost averaging. But if it can come down, I can accumulate some more. On the weak hands, let go of their Bitcoin. Fantastic. If the CPI meant that you sold some Bitcoin, fantastic. Long-term believers are buying because you're speculating and you're panicking because of the CPI reading and selling some of your Satoshis. I'll pick them up, right? And that's the mindset we need to have. Anyway, guys, I am waffling on, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you want more videos like this, just kind of off the cuff, not talking about the charts, not looking at any patterns, but just giving you some of the insight into my psychology around how I invest, how I think about crypto. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, comment below. Also, if you want to support NordVPN, check out the link in the description. NordVPN be kind enough to offer you guys 70% off a 2-year plan, plus a month for free, guys. You're talking about a couple of bucks a month to make sure you're anonymous, make sure nobody can track your IP. I use it on my phone, on my tablet, on my PC. Anytime I'm logging to Exchange, I'm doing so through a VPN to make it seem like I'm from another country, so nobody can track my wallet address to my IP. It's useful if you're streaming or if you like to play any games or watch certain movies from other regions. You can use a VPN provider for that as well. So go check it out. Link in the description. Coupon code OLDMAN. Again, if you like this type of video, make sure you let me know so I can bring you some more nuggets. Don't forget to head into the Discord, pin comment below, where you can actually head into the Discord, vote on which coins you want me to cover on the channel, and also give me a few video ideas. If there's a certain type of video you want me covering which other YouTubers aren't covering for you, let me know over there in the Discord and we can get that video sorted for you. As always, guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.